All right, ladies and gentlemen, today we are talking about D2S bulbs, one of the most popular sizes in our industry, especially if you're doing a retrofit. Now, TRS carries options from Morimoto, Philips, Osram, best of the best, and even within those brands, we have so many different choices, different Kelvin ratings, different price points. We are often asked, what's the best one for me? And I guess it really depends on what it is that you value: intensity, color, price, bang for the buck, you name it. So we're gonna grab a handful of the most popular options from our warehouse, bring them into the studio, we'll light them up in a Morimoto D2S 5.0 bi-xenon projector, we'll take some lux readings and we'll post them on the wall. So we've got our selection of bulbs out here in front of us. From your left to right, we have the Morimoto, the XB5500K, which is by far the most popular Kelvin in the Morimoto range. Next to that, we have the #1 winner in our shootout from last time, which is the XV2 Philips. We've got all of these different options here from Osram, which of course are popular, the CBI, which has been around for quite some time now, the CBA, which is the Cool Blue Advanced. These are both technically rated at 6,000K. We think that they're a little bit closer to a 5,000K, but ultimately Osram rates them at a 6,000K. It's a nice pure white color, which of course you'll see when we go through and actually show you what the light output looks like. And then over here we have the CBB, which was the top contender in the Osram lineup the last time that we checked this out. Now Osram rates these at 7,000K, which to us seems a little bit strange. If you remember, or if you watched our old video, the conclusion that we made at that time was that Osram was playing on people's notion that Kelvin rating actually did correlate with the intensity. That was not our findings. We thought that really all of these CBI, CBA, and CBB really looked about the same in terms of the actual Kelvin rating when projected on a wall. So we'll see how that fares today. And then over here on the far right, this is the Nightbreaker Laser. So this is an update from the old Nightbreaker. This is the laser version, and this one is a little bit of a warmer color. This is the 4200K, so not quite as white, not quite as much contrast as these over here from Osram, but it's supposed to be the brightest in the range. I believe that the last time we did a shootout for you guys, we did not have this bulb. It was not yet available. So I'm pretty curious myself to see today how it fares. We are going to be testing all of these bulbs in the standard, the Morimoto Mini D2S 5.0 projector, of course one of the brightest, best bi-xenon projectors on the market, and we'll be using an OEM Matsushita Gen 4 ballast to light them up, all for consistency's sake. So from here, go ahead and I'll get each one of these things unboxed, cleaned up, and ready to install on our projector, and we will show you the light output and the results on our beam pattern wall one by one. Boys and girls, but we're going to go ahead and put our results up on the wall here after we just finished testing all of these bulbs in our Morimoto Mini D2S 5.0. I'm just going to straight up go from the bottom to the top. So all the way at the bottom of our rank, D2S Osram CBA, the Cool Blue Advanced bulb by Osram. It's rated at a 6,000K. That one came in at 1391 lux. Don't get me wrong, that is still a lot of power, a very good result nonetheless. Just above that, we have Osram's CBB, which Osram actually came out with later than the CBA. It's rated at a 7,000K, so the fact that it actually produced more light in our test isn't exactly what you would normally expect, since usually the higher the Kelvin rating, the lower the lumen rating. We think it's just a newer entry. We really don't see much difference in terms of the actual Kelvin or the color of the bulb on the wall, so take it for what you will. The numbers themselves, for all intents and purposes, are quite similar anyways, but in our test it was a little bit brighter. Just beyond that, that is a little bit of an unexpected result. That is the Morimoto XB 5500K, and it was actually slightly brighter than the CBB and the CBA by Osram. Again, a surprise. The CBB did really well in one of our tests last year. Normally, for bulb that costs as little as the Morimoto does proportionately to these, you would expect a little bit more light, or a little bit less light output. But the fact is that Morimoto has really tuned these bulbs really well to work in their own projector, the 5.0, so you get as much of that hotspot punch down below the cutoff line, thus this result. Coming up above those, a long-time classic, the D2S Osram CBI, the Cool Blue Intense bulbs. A very respectable result there, 1530 lux. Again, a lower Kelvin rating compared to the CBA and the CBB, higher lumen rating. Imagine that. Just beyond that, the D2S, the Nightbreaker laser. These are the updated Nightbreaker bulbs from Osram. Lower Kelvin rating still, so a little bit warmer light output compared to some of the options that we've already seen here. If that doesn't bother you, if you like a bulb that's great for all around driving, all around weather, the Nightbreaker laser is an awesome product, and it is physically brighter too. And last, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, the Mac Daddy of D2S, the D2S, the Philips XV2 Extreme Vision 2. This bulb has been tested to be brighter than most, if not every D2S bulb out there, no matter D2S, D1S, D3S, TRS, Lightworks, etc. A lot of reviews. And here you have it. Even in our test today, the XV2 was right at the top of our D2S totem pole. And conveniently, it was actually at the top of our H1 found in the Xenon Depot XV2 rebased H1. So Philips makes an awesome product, hard to beat, and in our test today, clear winner.